Hello, everybody. This is Harley with Blue Roof Languages. Welcome to Section 2 on building vocabulary for work and daily life. So, today we're going to explore some important aspects of American workplace culture and how to navigate a casual conversation. It might seem like small things, but understanding these norms can make a huge difference in how you connect with colleagues and clients. So I'm going to explain the meanings of some key terms and show you how to use them in real life situations and give you some tips as well on how to practice and master them. By the end, you should feel ready for any professional conversation or casual conversation at work or with clients. Let's go. Okay, so let's start off with a few things. The use of small talk before work topics. So first, let's talk about this. Americans often start conversations with a light, informal topic before getting directly to business. You might hear, "How's your day going? How's your morning going so far? Did you catch the game last night?" This isn't just filler. This is important. It helps build rapport and set a positive tone for the discussion. Number two, subtle positivity. So even when something isn't going well, Americans tend to soften their responses. For example, instead of saying, "That wasn't very good," someone might say, "Not too bad, not too bad." It's a way of staying polite and maintaining a positive outlook. And this approach can keep conversations upbeat and productive. Next, the third one is appropriate humor. Finally, humor is a great way to connect. It's my favorite way to connect. But in the workplace, it's important to keep it light, not controversial. For example, you might say, "Looks like we'll need an extra cup of coffee for this project." Avoid sensitive topics like religion, politics. The goal is to create a friendly, inclusive environment, neutral topics if best. But all of these things are really important, especially at the beginning of the workday before you're discussing, like maybe say a project or a meeting coming up. Okay, so in this next part, we're going to discuss some office-related vocabulary. I'm going to give you a list of some of the most important office-related terms, but we're going to go through a few of them just to understand the meaning, and then we're going to talk about how to use them naturally as well. Words like agenda, deadline, feedback, these are essential for effective communication at work. So by the end, you're not going to only understand the meanings, but we're going to talk about them in a real life situation. Let's go. So the first one is agenda. So it's just a simple list of things that need to be discussed in a meeting. Before we start, let's review the agenda for today's discussion. Helps everyone stay organized and focus on key topics. Next one, deadline. This refers to the final date or time to complete a task. For example, the deadline for submitting the proposal is Friday at 5 p.m. This keeps everything on track, makes sure that everything is delivered on time. Next word, colleague. A colleague is anyone you work with. I worked with my colleague from the finance team to finalize the budget. It's a polite, professional way to refer to people you work with, coworkers. Next one, supervisor. Your supervisor is the person who oversees your work. I need to get approval for this report from my supervisor before sending it to the client. Next one is task. A task is a specific job, a duty. For example, my main task today is to review the spreadsheet and provide feedback. It's the building block for your daily responsibility. Next one, meeting, is one of the most commonly used words in an office. For example, we're having a meeting at 10 a.m. to discuss the project updates. This is where collaboration happens. This is where people talk about things, make deals, etc. Report. A report is a formal document summarizing information. You might say, "I'll prepare a report on our sales performance this quarter. Next one, feedback. Feedback refers to comments or suggestions to improve something. For example, my supervisor gave me positive feedback on the presentation. Next one, presentation. A presentation is when you share information in a structured format. For example, I'm giving a presentation tomorrow on our new product launch. Next, conference. It refers to a large meeting or event. For example, I'll be attending an industry conference next week to network with professionals. And here is a master list of all of the terms common in the office. Go ahead and pause the video if you would like. Take some notes, write them down for the ones that you do not know. For example, we have supervisor, manager. These are basically the same thing. They're used interchangeably, but every company has a different structure. They have different names for different roles. So just be aware of that, but basically the same thing. Go ahead and pause the video if you would like. Take some notes, and we will continue. Let's put these words into real life scenarios. Imagine this. You have a big project coming up. First, you check the agenda for your weekly team meeting. During the meeting, your supervisor reminds everyone about the project's deadline. Your colleague shares an important update, and you're asked to prepare a presentation summarizing your findings. After the meeting, you write a detailed report to document progress and send it to the team. Later, your supervisor provides feedback on how to improve your slides before presenting them at the annual conference. So here's a quick way to try and remember these terms. Again, agenda organizes your meeting topics. Deadline keeps your tasks on time. Colleague, someone you collaborate with. Supervisor, a person overseeing your work. Task, your individual responsibilities. Meeting, where discussions happen. Report, a formal summary of your work. Feedback helps you improve. Presentation, sharing your ideas. Conference, a large event to connect with others. So try practice using these terms in your work environment this week. Consistency, confidence. This is going to help you to actually use these words. Okay, so now we're going to dive into some essential action words, some verbs that you're going to hear and use every day at work. Words like schedule, delegate, review. These are going to help you describe what you do very clearly and professionally. Let's go. Okay, first word is schedule. Let's start with schedule. This verb means to set a time for something. For example, I'll schedule a meeting with a client for next Tuesday. Second word is delegate. Delegate means assigning tasks to others. For instance, I need to delegate this research task to my assistant. Next word is submit. Submit means to officially send something for review. For example, please submit your report by the end of the day, or please submit your time cards by the end of the day for payroll. Follow-up. Follow-up means checking in or continuing after initial action. For example, I'll follow up with the client to confirm their requirements. Next word is approve. Approve is when you give official permission. For example, my manager approved the budget for the project, or my manager approved my vacation time. The next word is organize. Organize means arranging things in order. For example, I'll organize the files before the meeting. Next is update. Update refers to sharing the latest information. For example, I'll update the team on our progress during the meeting. Next is present. Present means to formally show or explain something. I'm presenting the quarterly results to the board tomorrow. Review. Review means to carefully check or examine something. For example, I'll review the contract before signing it. Next is collaborate. Collaborate means working together with others. For example, our team collaborated with marketing to launch the new campaign. Okay, now here I'm going to give you a master list of 20 verbs that you need for your work life. Now, we didn't cover some of them, but take this time to pause if you need to, write down any words that you didn't understand or that you want to dig deeper. The more time you spend with the word, the better that you will feel when using these words. Now, let's get into the next part. We're going to put some of these verbs into action. So let's imagine that you're leading a project. So first, you schedule a team meeting to discuss the plan. During the meeting, you delegate tasks to team members. You follow up with your manager to get their approval for the timeline. Next, you organize the necessary resources and update everyone on progress. As the project advances, you review the work to ensure quality and collaborate with other departments to meet the deadline. So these are the verbs that you need to describe the workflow of a typical workday. Of course, in the future, we will get to more, but let's start with these. Okay, we're going to do one more quick review, just a visual summary of what we just learned again. So schedule a meeting, delegate tasks, follow up for approval, organize resources, update the team, present progress, review the results, and collaborate for success. So practice using these verbs in your daily work routine. The more you use them, the more fluent, the more confident you become. Okay, so now we're going to explore must-know vocabulary for technology and tools used in the workplace. Words like spreadsheet, software, email are essential in modern offices. I'll explain these terms, show you how they're used, and give you practical examples on how to apply them confidently. So, number one, and again, some of these might be new to you, but again, this is section 2. We'll get to the more complex words here in the future. Spreadsheet, number 1. Spreadsheet is a digital tool used to organize data, usually in rows and columns. I used a spreadsheet to calculate our monthly expenses. Software. Software refers to programs and applications that run on a computer or using project management software to track progress. Cloud storage, where you save files online instead of your computer. Save the document to the cloud so the team can access it. Next one, attachment. An attachment is a file sent along with an email. For example, I included the presentation as an attachment to the email. Next one is email. Probably should have started with that one. Email is one of the most common ways to communicate at work. I'll send you the details via email. Database. A database is an organized collection of data. We store customer information in a secure database. Next is dashboard. A dashboard is a visual interface that provides an overview of key information. For example, the dashboard shows our daily website traffic and sales metrics. Next one is Wi-Fi. Most of us should know this one. Hopefully we can't live without it. Wi-Fi is a wireless internet connection. For instance, the office Wi-Fi is down. It's not working. We need to troubleshoot it. Next one is app or application, but usually we just say app. An app is software, a software application often used on smartphones or computers. For example, we're using a new app to track our fitness goals. Next and last is link. A link is a clickable connection to a website or document. For instance, click the link to access the shared document. Okay, here again is a master list of some words and technology and tools that you will need in the workplace. Again, pause and write down the ones you don't know or you want to dive deeper into. Let's keep moving forward into some practical connections, some real life situations. So let's put them into action. You start your day by logging into the computer and the company Wi-Fi and checking your email. There's a message with an attachment containing a spreadsheet of sales data. You upload the file to the cloud storage to share with your team. Then you open the project management dashboard to review progress and analyze data from the company database. Later, you send a follow-up email with a link to the updated document, ensuring everyone stays on track. Okay, so let's do another real quick recap. Spreadsheet, organize your data. Software, run essential programs. Cloud storage, or the cloud, save and share files online. Attachment, include files in your email. Email, communicate professionally. Database, store and manage information. Dashboard, view key metrics at a glance. Wi-Fi, connect to the internet wirelessly. App, use helpful tools on your phone or computer. Link, share access to online resources. So practice these in your daily routine. At least use one or two of them as soon as possible your next workday so you can implement these into your vocabulary, into your language to be proficient. Okay, now we're going to tackle workplace jargon, some buzzwords, some phrases that might seem a little bit confusing at first, but are super common in professional settings. From touch base, move the needle. I'll break down what they mean and show you how to use them effectively in a real life conversation. Let's go. So the first one is touch base. Touch base, this means to connect or check in with someone. Let's touch base tomorrow to discuss the project. It's a really casual way to suggest a follow-up. Circle back. Circle back means to revisit a topic or follow up later. I'll circle back with you after I get the manager's input. It keeps the discussions ongoing without rushing to conclusions. It's pretty typical when a client or a customer gives you a kind of a challenge and you don't know the answer right away. Let me circle back to that once I have my meeting in the morning. Think outside the box. To think outside the box means to approach a problem creatively. For example, we need to think outside the box to attract more customers. It's coming up with new ideas. On the same page. On the same page means everyone has a shared understanding. Let's review the plan to make sure we're on the same page. It's crucial for teamwork, collaboration. Low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit refers to the easiest or most obvious task. So let's start with the low-hanging fruit before tackling bigger challenges. Quick wins, just quick things you can do for progress. Bandwidth. Bandwidth obviously is a technical term, but we use it in this way. It means the capacity to take on more work. For example, I don't have the bandwidth to take on another project this week. It's a really common way to talk about I don't have enough in my brain. I don't have the energy to do anymore. Move the needle. To move the needle means to make significant progress. For example, we need a strategy that will really move the needle on sales. It's used for actions. Quick win. Pretty self-explanatory, I think, but a quick win is a small, easy success. For example, updating our website would be a quick win for improving the user experience. Elevator pitch. It's a short, persuasive summary of an idea. I'll prepare an elevator pitch to present my project to the CEO. Even if you have a new idea for one of your clients, a design idea, hey, I have a quick elevator pitch for the client on this new design idea that I have. Deep dive. A deep dive means a thorough analysis or exploration of a topic. For example, let's do a deep dive into our customer feedback to find trends, for detailed research, for detailed discussions. Okay, so here again is a master list of some terms that you would need. You may have questions on some of these, so pause the video, write them down, take some time, and let's get into how these phrases fit into real meetings, real meaning. So you touch base with your team to check on progress. During the meeting, you suggest thinking outside the box to solve a problem. You focus first on the low-hanging fruit to get some quick wins. Someone asks you for a deep dive into the data. You agree to circle back with insights later. Before wrapping up, you present an elevator pitch for your new idea to ensure that everyone is on the same page moving forward. Okay, let's do a quick recap. So touch base to connect with someone. Circle back to revisit a topic later. Think outside the box. Be creative. On the same page to share a common understanding. Low-hanging fruit. Easy tasks. Bandwidth. Your workload capacity. Move the needle to make progress. Quick win. Small, fast success. Elevator pitch. A brief summary of your idea. Deep dive. A thorough exploration of a topic. Okay, so for the final part, I have some bonus phrases for casual interaction, some compliments as well. First one, great job on that report. I really appreciate your help with this. You handled that situation perfectly. I admire your attention to detail. Your presentation was very clear and engaging. Thanks for always being so reliable. You have a great way of explaining things. So thank you very much. I'm happy you guys finished section 2. If you guys have any more questions or anything maybe I could add for you, please let me know. Thank you again, and I will see you very soon.